Hey guys, today I'm going to make a little different video, and this video is actually for you technicians out there as well as your home hobbyists with synthesizer repair. This is something that's really getting annoying in my shop, and I'm seeing it from bigger names in the synth restoration business, and it's kind of getting really annoying. I know some of you synth companies don't monitor all the work that you have hired out, so you probably don't even have a clue. But I'm bringing this up to your attention because this is going to cause problems if this keeps happening. And it also gives us technicians a really bad name for the ones that do actually care how things go out the door. So in this particular synth, this is a multi-moog, which expanded of a micro-moog, and it had just been serviced. The guy called me and said, "Hey, look, this thing quit working." And I was like, "Okay, well, he said, "I had another tech look at it, and I just would like another tech to look at it." And I said, "Okay, sure, send it to me." So I got this thing in and opened it up. And the first thing I saw as soon as I opened it was this nasty garbage right here, which is, it's electrolytic capacitors, Axel electrolytics glued to the circuit board with liquid nails. The tank cap's replaced with electrolytics, so you got noise problems. It's not rocket science, guys. You can still buy radial caps, or Axial caps, I'm sorry. These are called Axial caps. You can still buy these. And there's no reason to put radial caps in place of something that requires an Axial cap. Here they are. Here's the caps that we need right here. I ordered them last week. There they are. I keep stock of Axial caps. If you work on vintage Moogs, just keep Axial caps in stock. It's that easy. These things are still available. You can order them from Mauser, DigiKey, anywhere. Just about has them. And the difference for those that don't know, Axial caps, as you can see, is an axle shape. So you have both legs come out each end, where a radial cap has both legs come out one end. They're actually made for placement in a board so the legs aren't stretched out. Something that also happens when you stretch the legs out of these, they can leak. They start leaking because you actually stretch on that gasket that seals these things up. There's fluid in these caps, and when they start leaking, then you've got a major mess because it's corrosive. So you start getting board corrosion. If you want to know what that looks like, open up any old Korg and you'll see it. Because Korg has a 10 microfarad 16 volt cap that leaks. Pretty much every unit I've ever worked on, it corrodes all the legs. So that's my big complaint. And in this case, this is actually what caused the failure, was these radial caps. What happened is, you can see at least the tech did shrink wrap the legs, which cost extra labor time, which was pointless. But what happened is, I forget which cap it is, one of these caps here don't have a full sleeve on the leg. So as you can see, this is a double-sided board with ground planes, with tracings running underneath capacitors. Like for instance right there, you can see there's a tracing running under the cap. And what happened is when these caps shorted out, it killed some of the chips. So it's got chip failure. And then at the same time, when I got looking at this thing, it's got some problems I still hadn't quite figured out, because I'm going to recap it before I do anything else, because it's just a mess. But also what happened is somebody put a electrolytic in place of a tank cap. Now that's not a big deal, but it does introduce more noise, because a tantalum cap has a better frequency response than electrolytics. And so if you start replacing every electrolytic or every tantalum cap with electrolytics, you start adding to the noise, which is kind of what we have going on with this one as well. And there's no resistance there, because electrolytics or tantalum caps have a different resistance between the legs. These don't. These have a different resistance, so it actually causes some other problems as well. That's just one thing, okay? That's a big complaint. But here's the one that really kind of drives me mad, is that somebody, instead of just ordering the parts that needed to be ordered and telling the customer, "Hey, I don't have the parts in stock. If you can give me a few weeks or a week to get the parts in, put these parts in, get it out the door to you, it'll be right." Well, instead of just saying that, he just threw something in it. So you can see it had a bad trim pot, so he just put this nasty something in there that I don't even know what the value of it is, that ain't even factory. And then he liquid nailed it in the back. So now I got to break all this liquid nails to replace some of the trim pots that are not working correctly, which there are a few that's kind of intermittently working. So it's just stuff like that, guys, that really kind of drive me mad on this. And I'm not saying that all you technicians are bad out there, because I know a lot of good ones out there. But it's this kind of work here that when, you know, when somebody gets it and they open up that knows what they're doing, it's like, what in the heck were you thinking? You know, this is bad. And, you know, once again, they didn't update anything that commonly fails. So they just did a recount. I mean, they still got the old common failure parts in it, which I'm sure play a role in some of the failures in this one as well. They were probably already weak, and when you have shorts or something, the part's already, you know, worn out. So it's just a mess, guys. But this is just something I will bring to your attention for you guys out there that are hobbyists or professionals in the world of electronic repair. Just do the job right. You know, that's one thing I've learned over the years of working on this stuff, is if you just tell the customer, you know, most customers are willing to wait. Just tell them, hey, look, I'm going to order the parts. The parts will be in here in a week. We'll put the parts in. We'll calibrate it. We'll get it fixed. It'll be right. It can go home to you. It's that easy. But instead, I know some of you probably get short on money in the week, which I know how that is, because I'm a synth tech as well. I get it. But, you know, still, if you do the job right, order the right parts, put the right parts in it, and then some other tech opens up and says, hey, you know, this guy did a good job, then you have a good, you know, feeling of, hey, you know, this is good work. Instead of opening this thing, I'm like, man, this thing's trash. I was like, whoever did this work's, you know, just done a really trashy job at it. So, you know, that's just my complaint, guys. And I just want to bring that up in a video, because this is one of those things that's just very annoying to me. And, you know, the customer, my client, you know, I had to tell him, this is what happened. I had to take pictures and say, look, this is what I found inside. And, you know, that's not good. Not good at all. But, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope this hopefully helps some of you guys out there to understand more about electronics and not just to put random parts in here. But, anyways, thanks again.